The US has just admitted to sabotaging the Nord Stream pipeline in the UNSC. Yes, indeed. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika. Let's begin. On March 27th, Russia pushed a resolution at the UN calling for an international investigation into what appears to have been a sabotage of the Nord Stream pipelines last year. However, the resolution was rejected by the Security Council, which prompted more accusations and heated debate between Russian and American officials. Only Russia, China, and Brazil voted in favor of Russia's resolution, but the other 12 members of the Security Council voted against it. It is to be noted that for a draft resolution to be adopted, it must receive at least 9 votes in favor, along with no permanent member's veto. Russian officials were left enraged by the outcome of the voting. The permanent representative of Russia to the United Nations, Vasily Nebenzia, stressed, "I think that after today's vote, suspicion as to who is behind the act of sabotage on the Nord Stream is just obvious." He furthermore added, "I'd like to remind you of some basic facts. In the eyes of the whole world, the US and its allies have done everything it can to ensure that there is no international investigation of what happened to Nord Stream in September." The American envoys reverted back with more accusations, stressing that Moscow is seeking to discredit ongoing domestic investigations into the explosion and prejudice their conclusions. US envoy Robert Wood told Council members, "Since the attacks took place, Russia has blamed the United States for carrying out these attacks." With those comments, it was very clear that Russia was not interested in any impartial investigation. It had already decided who the guilty culprit was. Russia was simply playing politics. Explosions in the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines, which run along the bottom of the Baltic Sea and are used by Russia to deliver gas to Europe, resulted in 4 leaks between September 26th and September 29th, 2022. Just a few weeks prior to the Kremlin's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February of last year, US President Joe Biden made some remarks in public that Russia has often utilized to its advantage. The US President had then claimed that if an invasion occurred, there will no longer be a Nord Stream 2. We'll put a stop to it. But the US rejected all the accusations, stressing that Russia intentionally destroyed all of its pipelines. However, lies don't last forever, and one article by distinguished investigative journalist Seymour Hersh placed the United States into a catch-22 situation. Seymour Hersh, in his investigative report, proved the fact that it was only the United States that sabotaged the Nord Stream pipelines with the help of its European allies to break the last remnants of energy ties between Europe and Russia. After more than 9 months of intensely confidential back-and-forth deliberation about how to accomplish the objective, Biden moved forward with sabotaging the pipelines. According to the report, the main concern at that time was not whether to accept the mission or not, but rather how to carry it out covertly so that no one would know who was in control. Mr. Hersh also claimed that the US also took the help of Norway to sabotage the pipelines. After these disclosures shocked the world, the American media stayed away from them, but Russian machinery did everything it could to disseminate Hersh's words. As a result, the US standing in global politics suffered greatly. Allies like Sweden, France, and surprisingly even Germany expressed clearly to the US that they won't hesitate to take action against the USA if the allegations are proven. However, it is important to keep in mind that the US is still undisputed leader of the West, and no matter how hard the Western partners try to break away from the US, they will continue to remain under its shadow, at least for the time being. Press representatives for both the White House and Central Intelligence Agency have consistently denied any involvement of America in the explosion of the pipelines. However, the US also claimed that Ukrainian ships were responsible for the sabotage. Nonetheless, these claims of the White House and CIA are insufficient to prove that the USA had nothing to do with the Nord Stream sabotage. In response, Russia decided to move ahead in the United Nations Security Council to seek justice, but the US and its allies prevented the debate from commencing. So why is the US not permitting the discussion to continue when it is certain that it did not sabotage the pipeline? Is there a concern that it will reveal who the real criminal is?